Could any of these angels truly replace Lucifer? Let's meet those appointed to rise where Lucifer fell. Before the silence, there was a presence. Before the fall, there was one who stood in beauty, in influence, in light. Lucifer, not just an angel, but a reflection of what heaven had known as glory. But then pride rose, and in a moment that shook eternity, Lucifer fell. The day Lucifer fell, heaven didn't panic, it adjusted. But who could stand in his place? If such a role even existed, could it be one of the hosts of heaven, one of the chosen, or one of these 6 angels? 6. Sariel, a watcher, one who sees, one who understands what others do not. Set over knowledge, over insight, over what is hidden. He carries awareness, discernment, a depth few possess. So the question becomes, could Sariel have stepped into the role, Lucifer's former role? Perhaps. 5. Raphael, the healer, the restorer, the one sent to mend what is broken. Where there is pain, he brings relief. Where there is loss, he brings restoration. He carries compassion, power to heal, grace to rebuild. Where there is darkness, he reintroduces clarity. So could he have filled the vacuum left behind? The possibility remains. 4. Uriel, the bearer of light, the one who brings understanding where there is confusion. He illuminates, he reveals, he gives insight into what is hidden. Where there is darkness, he brings clarity. Where there is uncertainty, he brings direction. He carries wisdom, influence, a guiding light that reaches far. With such understanding, with such influence, could he be the one? Could Uriel be the one to assume the role? The possibility remains, for he carries light, knowledge, and wisdom. Could this be the one chosen to stand in that place? 3. Gabriel, the messenger of heaven, the voice sent to nations, the one entrusted with divine announcements. He stood before Mary and announced the coming of Jesus. Where history shifted, he was there. Where God spoke, he delivered. He carries authority, precision, a presence recognized across realms. With such trust, such influence, could he stand in that place? Could this be the one? So the question becomes, could Gabriel be the one to step into the role? The possibility remains. 2. Metatron, the one spoken of as closest, the scribe of heaven, the voice that records what is decreed. Set near the throne where authority flows, where decisions echo through eternity. He carries rank, position, a presence that stands among the highest. Where order is established, he is there. Where divine records are written, his hand is seen. With such proximity, such authority, could he assume that place? Could this be the one to stand where Lucifer once stood? Perhaps. He writes the records of human deeds. He is among the inner council. He fits the role. So the question becomes, could he have been elevated into the role? 1. Michael, the warrior of heaven, the defender of the throne, the one who stands against rebellion. Who is like God, his cry, not of pride but of allegiance. When war rose in heaven, he led the hosts and stood against Lucifer. Where accusation once stood, he opposed it. Where deception once moved, he resisted it. Not to accuse but to defend, not to exalt himself but to uphold the will of the Father. He carries strength, authority, unshaken loyalty. Some have spoken that he rose into the place that was left. That where one fell, another stood. With such power, such allegiance, could he have assumed that role? Could this be the one to stand where Lucifer once stood? So let's clear the air and bring the message home. But heaven was never caught off guard. God responded with alignment, not chaos but order. And in that order, each angel plays a role, reflecting what was abandoned. Because in divine order, nothing is left empty. And even now, through angels and through humanity, you and I, the glory, once reflected, is now revealed through many. Heaven is ordered, and was never meant to depend on one. What was once carried by one, the presence, the light, and the glory once thought to be lost, is now manifested in many, in angels, and even in man.